The Reggae Boyz were impressive in the second half against Trinidad, but the Jamaica Football Federation and their trash broadcasting stole the show. JFF, I want back my money.
Give me my money back. That you borrowed. Give me my money back.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz, I hear that. Don't know something that Gunnaz will say, but big up Gunnaz.
If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Gunnaz podcast. I'm your host Dicanio, an Arsenal fan who covers everything Reggae Boyz and local football. Help me get to my goal of 4,000 subscribers by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. and I will be giving away free tickets to the game on Sunday, featuring the Reggae Boyz and Trinidad. Also, for the regular viewers, remember, every single video that I do on this channel must get to 100 likes. So just go ahead and smash that like button. Now, the Reggae Boyz faced off against the Soca Warriors of Trinidad yesterday at Catherine Hall. And in this video, I'll be reviewing the first and the second half, as well as giving my player ratings for the game. But before I do that, something must be said about the absolute sham and the scam of a broadcast that the JFF put on display. They encouraged viewers to pay $9.99 to watch the game on their YouTube channel, and also made it difficult for viewers to watch anywhere else, but either there, on their channel, or in person at the game. Now, many paid the fee against their better judgment, like myself, and boy, were we disappointed. The stream was poor, always lagging, always buffering. The commentary audio was poor, and the entire broadcast was trash. All the members on the channel were in the comment section asking for a refund, and it was a huge dissatisfaction all throughout the stream. Honestly, my message to the Jamaica Football Federation is that if they have any integrity, they would either refund the money to the viewers or keep the channel free going forward until you can produce a broadcast that is worth paying for. My Sportsmax monthly subscription is $6.99, and I get to watch way more and with a higher quality level of broadcasting. By far, that leaves me always feeling satisfied. One commenter said that he has watched Manning Cup games that were better broadcasted than what we saw last night. This is totally unacceptable. So my message to the Jamaica Football Federation is to
Give me my money back.
now heading over into the game, as I think majority of Jamaican fans got their predicted lineups wrong. The team that Steve McClaren started was Waite in goal, Ming, Cummings, King, and Irving in the back line. Suley McCullough in the defensive midfield position alongside Joshua Anglin, Tariq McGee in the number 10, and the three attackers were Kimani Bailey on the left wing, Jalmar Calvin on the right, and Warner Brown down the middle. Now, the first half was very, very poor from the boys, in all honesty. Tariq McGee, who was expected to lead from the front, seemed very lethargic, and so did Anglin. And the two of them in the midfield being starters and not at their very best made that half very boring and sluggish. However, in the second half, Coach McClaren made a few changes that completely shifted the trajectory of the game for the better. Chanil Thomas, Christopher Ainsworth, Kimani Arborn, and Demario Phillips were all added, and those changes really got the Reggae Boyz going. The Trinidad team could not get a hold of the game, and Demario Phillips especially showcased his class and really ran the middle of the park with quality movement and final passes. And then finally, all the wear and tear from that second half finally paid off as Mr. Inevitable, Suley McCullough, scored with a brilliantly tucked away finish with his right foot in the 84th minute to cap off a solid defensive midfield display from the Mount Pleasant player. Now heading over into the player ratings, starting off with the goalkeeper, Waite. He was pretty decent. He didn't really have a whole lot to do. Trinidad never really threatened our goal at all. However, they did try to press us sometimes, and he was very good with the ball at his feet, composed, finding switches of play, and his passing was very good, which was what was expected of him in this game. So all in all, he had a clean sheet. I would give him an 8 out of 10. Now heading over to Kyle Ming at right back, it was solid. They didn't really, as I said, defensively, I don't think we'll have anything. I don't think Coach McClaren would have learned a whole lot in that game of how good defending or centre backs were or defenders were, because we didn't really have a whole lot to do. So I'll give Calming a 7 out of 10. Moving on to Cummings. Cummings was solid as well, but he did show some lack of composure in the game. He did his job well, but as we all know, when you're a top level defender, we expect a bit more composure from a modern day type of centre back. So I don't think he really made a name for himself per se. He did his job well. He protected the goal, but it seemed more of an old-fashioned type of display. It wasn't what that smooth Saliba type of display that we all come to expect from a modern day type of centre back. But he did his job, so yeah, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Heading over into Richard King, wipe on that still, but reviewing Richard King, yeah, he had a solid display as well. He definitely gave us the composure that we expect of a centre back, especially in a game like this where we won't be needing to defend a lot. And yeah, a standard 8 out of 10 for Richard King, showing why he is in the first team for the national team, or the first squad for the national team. Then going over to Gadiel Irving, he was substituted at halftime for Ainsworth. He was okay, a whole lot of misplaced passes though, and not a lot of energy going forward, which is, I think, the reason why Ainsworth came on, because he had more energy going forward as well. So I'll give Irving a 6 out of 10. More going over into the midfield, Suley McCullough, brilliant. He got the winning goal, solid defensive wise, kept the ball ticking, didn't keep on or hold on to it for too long. I think that was a very promising display from Suley McCullough, and something that Steve McClaren would be very, very interested in. And if he's anything like a man of his word, would definitely give him a shot in those Gold Cup qualifiers, because that performance was very, very solid. Tyrick McGee on the opposite end and Joshua Anglin. I'll give both of them. I think I'll give Anglin higher than McGee, but both ratings will be poor. So I'll give Anglin a 5 out of 10 and Tyrick McGee a 3 out of 10. McGee was definitely not up to standard, especially for a senior player in the national team who has been in the first squad. He looked out of place, right? He did not look like a leader out on that pitch. Joshua Anglin, he did his defensive work well. He was pressing, everything was good. But I think it was on the ball where he was kind of not really doing that much. So, yeah, I think I'll give him a 5 out of 10. We will definitely see better performances. He didn't really give the ball away, but on the ball, I think I would expect a bit more from Anglin. Now, moving on to Kimani Bailey, he tried to make a few incisive runs, but him and Gadiel Irving just were not clicking on that part of the pitch. As you guys all know, Bailey is more suited for the right-hand side of attack, where Jean-Marc Calvin was playing. So even though they do play for the same team, they aren't really necessarily always playing together on that side. So you could clearly see that the chemistry wasn't there. So both of them were chopped off at halftime, and I think rightfully so. I'll give Bailey a 5 out of 10. Jean-Marc Calvin, he was poor. Even though I rate the player, and the coach does rate the player as well, he did not have a very good display. He lost the ball quite a lot. Didn't really take on his man as much as we would like. I think he just doesn't have a whole lot of chemistry with the players. He looks to me more of a system type of baller, and being out of a system that he's comfortable in probably didn't help him and his performance. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. And then Warner Brown tried, he was pressing, but I think the team that he started with in the first half had a bad reflection on him, even though he didn't have I wouldn't say poor, but a subpar game as well. He didn't hold up the ball when it actually went to him. He at some point he actually looked as if he was getting bullied by the centre backs. So I think Warner Brown definitely has a whole lot more to work on his game if he wants to make it into the national team level. But not a bad display. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. But the best performances did come from those who came off the bench. So let me just wrap up that quickly. Kimani Arboin from Arnett Gardens, he was wonderful on the day. He tried to take on his attacker always trying to take on his attacker. Sometimes his defender, I should say. Sometimes it didn't work, but you could always see that intent, which is very good. Did he do enough to earn a spot into the first team? I don't think so, but definitely a busy figure on that left side. which is always something good to see. On the other hand, Demario Phillips, he was exceptional. He was a game changer and the person that really allowed Reggae Boyz to dominate that second half alongside Ainsworth, who came on playing left back. They both injected energy, pace, and intensity into the Reggae Boyz team that really did well to just push the team forward. So I'd give both of them a 9 out of 10, right? And lastly, Shaniel Thomas came on for Warner Brown in the attacking midfield / striker area. And yeah, he played well, held up the ball way better than Warner Brown did. And everyone is calling for him to start in the next game on Sunday. So yeah, that for Shaniel Thomas, I say I'll give him a 7 out of 10. So that is it for my player ratings today, guys. Let me know what you thought about my ratings and what you thought about the game as well. If you got to watch it, if you did pay your money for watch that shit show from JFF, let me know what you thought about the broadcasting and the game itself if you did get to watch it. I regret paying that amount of money, but I just one of them things, brother. JFF, more about my refund. You see, I need about my refund because that was a complete shit show. I've never feel so dissatisfied for a piece of money when me spend ever in my life. And that is just the truth. So yeah, guys, let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section. If you agree, if you disagree, what you agree with, what you disagree with. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
Big up Gunnaz, I hear that. Don't know some of the Gunnaz, but say, but big up Gunnaz.